Let's go live to my Sky News colleague, former Labor Minister Graham Richardson. Richo, it has been a significant moment, not just in the UK, but certainly in this country and others, Commonwealth nations. But it's a death that has been felt, a legacy that will be felt for even longer.
Oh, indeed. She's been a part of our lives for so long. And for people in my age group, you've literally just grown up with her, and you've witnessed her marriage, her children, every event in her life got so much coverage. And so you feel like you know her. You feel like that you could sit down and have a cup of tea with her this afternoon. She is, it's not a matter of saying part of the furniture, but part of the fabric, part of the spirit of our lives.
It seems a lot of people have felt it quite personally, Richo. What do you think of the way the Prime Minister has responded? Has he captured the mood?
I think he's done pretty well. I mean, look, it's very difficult on these occasions to get everything exactly right, but he's gone close, very close. I think he understands the public affection for her. I think he personally shares that affection, and I think therefore he's mourning as well as the nation. And I think when Albo's... Yeah, one thing you know about Albo is he's not two-faced. He's only got one face, and it's always towards you.
Some criticism from those that believe it's antiquated, the monarchy, and that we need to be a republic and so on. What's your read on some of the criticisms?
Well, I mean, I'm a Republican, I guess, but I think it's a 20th order issue. I just don't think it matters much. And I think that's the view of most Australians. The Republican movement's had its moments, but at the moment, I think if you had a referendum on it, the Republic would go down in a screaming heap. So I'm not just too fussed by the argument. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to have an interim with Prince Charles. Then we get William. I think people are relaxed and comfortable with it, as John Howard might say, and therefore I don't think there's much to argue about. As far as I'm concerned, mate, I'll just sit back, watch, be happy, and order another Qingtao.
Yeah, fair enough. And the Prime Minister today, his language on federal ICAC, he said at the news conference that he wants it introduced by the end of the year. Previously, he said he wants it legislated. I spoke to him, and he said he still intends that he wants it done by the end of the year. He intends to have it legislated by the end of this year. I guess it would be in his interest, in his government's interest, to do it and get on with it expeditiously. But there are other things at play, including a crossbench. Will they want a longer Senate committee and that sort of thing?
I really disagree with you, Kieran, but I'm disagreeing here because I think federal ICAC is a terrible idea, and I think it'll finish up driving Albo mad. Remember that all that ICAC do is investigate governments, and you can always find something wrong if you go looking under every nook and in every cranny, and that's what will happen here. It's not a venture that I think should be undertaken.
It was a pretty significant part of the campaign, though. If he were to renege on that, it wouldn't go down too well, would it?
Oh, no, I think he's got to do it. He made a big deal of it, and I think if you nail your colours to the mast, then you're stuck with it. So he can't move away. He has to do it, and he has to do it promptly. That doesn't change the fact that I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, and the other component is that story of the teal independents who will be pushing him every step of the way to get it done, given that was one of the pillars of their success along with climate change. Yeah,
well, they don't have many pillars to rest on, so they've got to make sure that they chase up the ones that they've got, and this will give them something to do. But the teals just look like what they are. Leaderless and lifeless. They don't look like they're there as a permanent fixture. I think we'll see the end of them in a few years' time.
Oh, so do you think most of them won't be successful? Obviously, it's hard to call it 3 years out.
It's hard to call it 3 years out. But I just
But the view is that the independents, once they get in, they're hard to get out.
Well, we never seem to have many of them. And as far as I'm concerned, when you elect a bunch of people with no ideas, you finish up diminishing the parliament, not making it a better place for us all to be. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a no to the Teals.
Richo, talk to you next week. Thank you.
Look forward to it, mate.